Let me tell you guys something. Benders are cool, all right? And I like this song a lot. I wrote it. I jerk off the guy that wrote it every day.
Me too.
I'm texting my friend right now. Not going to name any names.
I got
Rupert.
a call the other day. She's got a
Rupert. I would say Rupert. I had to put a fucking APB out on Rupert. He's alive. Thank God.
Oh,
Cheers.
thank God.
Rupert, you fuck.
We've already lost 1 hour. We can't afford to lose another.
No, I love him. I love him. But
shout out to Joe too.
I pulled some shit this week. I called every bartender. I was trying to hunt him down. Nobody saw him at any of the bars. We got him a ride home on a Friday night. He was a little too drunk to drive, and he's like, "All right, fuck you, asshole."
The last couple times I've seen him at the bar, he was there, but not there.
Well, yeah, we all have that.
Yeah.
I do that. I do that weekly.
Yeah.
But I was like, bro, you can't drive, whatever. We got him right home. Our boy Wirtz and his lady, they got him home. And then his car sat for Saturday, and it sat for Sunday.
Uh-oh.
And then on Monday, I was like,
That's a lot of days.
It's too many days.
That's too many days.
So I called like the bartenders in Batavia, Illinois. It's a couple towns south of St. Charles, Illinois.
Yeah, it's Batavia.
But we have a
St. Charles.
good, smart tribe that takes care of each other.
We do.
And if we don't see you for a couple days,
Yes.
You should have called the impound. Maybe they took him instead of the car.
no, they did not.
called
We
jail.
knew where we dropped him off, and then by the third bartender that hadn't seen him,
Shit.
people were like, just call the fucking police and have him knock on the door. My wife's voice cracked. I was like, oh,
Oh no.
Kara was like, she's like, oh, man, I'm getting kind of worried. I was like, okay, all right. I'm like, I've called him, texted him. We're going to find him. And
Well,
we sent the landlords down that are really good friends, and they were like pounding on the door.
They own the bar beneath him.
Right. By the time it all fucking was settled, Rupert is safe. And that's who I was just texting as the show started.
So he was just staying at home. He didn't feel the need to get his car for a couple.
What he told me was he decided after Friday he would dry out for a couple days and just chill.
Smart plan.
I can relate to that. That's something I've been practicing for the last
There's a lot of people that should try that.
5 years or so. It's what's kept my liver intact. You sometimes you gotta take a couple days.
I'm going to tell you guys right now, as we're doing this from Done Did It Studios, there's a fucking tornado outside.
Yeah, there's a good chance you guys.
We might die by the end of this.
Dude, honestly,
I'm in.
There's a good chance.
We're gonna go out. Let's go out on a whim.
You guys are gonna hear some lightning.
We're watching out the windows and just seeing
We've added that as background sound in the
But hey,
days.
unlike other professional sports, this podcast doesn't get rained out.
That's right.
We're here, rain, shine, or snow, other than Shamrock. But guess what?
No rain delays here,
Shamrock.
folks.
Hey, you know what?
Who's
you know what?
Shamrock? I don't even know who that
you know
is.
what Shamrock can't do today? Play horseshoes.
Fucking horseshoe.
The irony.
What a horseshoe.
The irony.
What a
Shout out
horseshoe.
Shamrock. We miss you. We'll see you eventually.
Maybe.
But you know what, guys? We have some news. We had some big news.
New news.
The Chicago Bulls out there getting one of the most highly coveted prospects that none of us have ever heard of. And what was his name again, Henry?
Noah Asengay.
He's an ascending gay, ladies and gentlemen. An ascending gay.
Straight out of France.
Straight
out of France to Germany. He left his team in the finals of Germany to be drafted in the NBA. Facts.
I actually saw this today. Iran and Israel are at war, and France just surrendered. Yeah. they went ahead and surrendered ahead of time. So shout out France. We got a new French Chicago Bull.
Well, there goes him ever coming on this show.
The next Victor Wembanyama.
This is what they give you, Judd, in replacement for the Bears game.
So I do have his stats, if you want to know him.
Nice French superstar.
From in Germany. So he was on a Germany team
He's
that
still
was
on
competing for no, he left.
He
to
literally
join the
left
draft.
them in the finals to come here.
But he's going
drafted.
back, I thought, right? No?
No.
No,
he's just
That's
done.
not what I have heard.
Yeah.
I think once
he,
you go,
he basically told the team, "F you."
Once you go and you make yourself eligible for the draft, you cannot go and play.
Oh,
So-
okay, cool. Well, then good.
so-
He's dedicated. Fuck you. Okay, positive note. Dedication.
Dedicated. Write that down
Dedicated.
for me, please. Okay,
Dedicated,
so
dedicated,
if you also
dedicated.
want to know his body of work for that German team, he was averaging, so he's 6'10", 204 pounds.
18 years old.
He was averaging 10.7 points per game.
Okay, that's
That's
men.
not bad. A half a block at 6'10", that's pretty good. 1 steal, okay, and 1.2 assists. So you can say he's a no-tool player. I'm not sure what he's good at. Did they draft him for his defense?
What you call that is a project, okay? Projects always work. I don't
Chicago
know.
special.
The Chicago Potentials.
I don't know if you ever
That's the
looked
new team name.
at projects. It always works. It's going to be great.
Yeah, maybe you can learn from P-Will.
I'm just going to lean back and check out of the Chicago Bulls talk. This is just rough.
Judd's over here watching us getting ready to die.
Well, I live out here in the cornfields of Illinois, and I'm going to tell you right now, I've driven under a tornado before. We could post that picture. And I did.
Send that picture over to me. Maybe we'll
yeah,
try to
storm
find a way to work
chasers
it in.
did fucking get me driving under that. And I'm looking right now, and it looks like a pretty good tornado out the window.
I'm pretty excited to drive through it.
The good news is nowadays your phone just starts going off whenever there's
Yeah, if all three of our phones start freaking out, we're nowhere in
It's
trouble.
AI telling us you're going to die.
Yeah, it's
Everybody go outside now.
You're gonna die. That's exactly right. So are you guys excited for this pick?
I mean, I heard mixed reactions. I saw a couple people come out and say he was supposed to be a top 5, top 10 pick. So getting him at 12 is a win. It's an A+. I go,
A top 5, top 10. Just
Well, I had heard 8 to 10.
based off because the whole thing is being 18 and he's very coachable. So they think he's got, if he gets the right coach, he's willing to be whatever you need him to be. And
it's just that fucking Karnisovas just knows Europe. Basically, the European Bulls in 5 years are going to win a championship, and we're all going to eat fucking.
Why didn't we get the Casper? We should have got Casper then out of Illinois.
I don't hate the
Realizing what do you
like,
go at 20?
realizing there's a lot of EuroLeague stars in today's NBA. Like I don't hate trying to go over there and find it, but I've never fucking heard of him, to be honest. I never saw anything about him.
It's funny. I never heard of Patrick Williams either.
And you still haven't. He sucks. But
P will not.
P will not be a good player. No, that's the hard thing. Like
He is for potential.
As us, as I would say we're more than casual fans, but even like your local fucking Chicago Bulls beat writers and shit like that don't know this fucking kid. So how the fuck are we supposed to tell you guys anything about this French kid playing on a German team?
The only thing we can hope is that just because we all did this last year too, no one knew Matas was going to be this guy. We all said, "Who is this guy?"
That's true.
Yeah.
So if we can get a Matas 2.0, and he doesn't even got to be that good, just because he's only 18.
But we all wanted Queen.
Yeah, we should. Derek Queen, that is awesome.
What does this tell you though? Like that there's just no pressure for him losing his job. The Reinsdorf is just not.
That's literally what they said. They said this is the perfect example.
Reinsdorfs. They don't fire their once you're in, it's fucking you have to be killed.
They'd rather get rid of Michael Jordan than the general manager.
AK and Mark Eversley have somehow been able to outdo John Paxson and Gar Forman. No one even thinks about them anymore because of how mediocre these guys are. Like, how can we keep the Bulls right around not good enough, but just good enough to suck?
Well, we're a perennial play-in game.
I like when Henry's mad. This is like, you got mad at Henry today.
Angry Henry's a good Henry.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm tired of watching the Bulls just find a way to coast. It was like the White Sox growing up. They always would bring in Jermaine Dye past his prime, Ken Griffey Jr., and I go, that's why we don't cheer for that dumb team.
Bo Jackson, bionic hip.
Let's all go get the guys with names.
Hey, don't shit on Bo though.
I love Bo.
Michael Jackson
I'm
as a minor league baseball.
I grew up in the 80s.
Michael Jordan is a minor league baseball player.
Michael Jackson.
They probably did sign him at one point. I don't know. Could he moonwalk around fucking home plate? I don't know.
Michael Jordan was on his way to the MLB.
This is a great side tangent because I think how often people talk shit about Michael Jordan in baseball, they don't realize how decent Michael Jordan actually was for a guy who had not played since fucking high school.
And how good
was
he
playing
got,
double-A ball. And by the end of his tenure.
Ask Terry Francona. There's interviews out there if you want to research it.
Yep.
He was not as bad as they like to make it out to be.
No.
Was he Bo Jackson? No. But also, he didn't play for fucking, what? Let's see. He was, 30-ish when he went?
But Bo Jackson.
So he didn't play since
Bo
high school?
Jackson's unbelievable, but nobody's Michael Jordan.
Is Bo Jackson the greatest all-around athlete to ever play any sport?
Well,
he's up there.
Deion
Sanders is also up there because he was pretty good.
Up there, but
I mean, if you want to be real honest,
there's always the legend of Jim Thorpe.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget Jim Thorpe.
Dave Winfield was drafted in 4 different professional leagues.
Right.
Randy Moss.
Randy.
I mean,
there too?
he could have played in the NBA for sure. That's the thing is like you only
Do you
have a
think he could
couple.
have played in the NBA?
I think he could have. That guy, dude, he had fucking hops for days.
Okay.
Ask
I-
Jason
no,
Williams.
Okay, but we'll never.
I just think
we'll
playing
never
in the
know.
NBA is harder than you can go to the Hall of Fame in football.
Well, hey,
but in the NBA, you're
but
shit.
he had the athleticism of James Flight White. That guy got several 10-day contracts. Okay, I don't want to hear it. Now I'm just saying like there's a lot of these guys like so we know for sure like because Dion did it, Bo did it, Michael tried it. Like we kind of know, but a lot of these guys they never gave it a try. So it's like, what are there's a lot of you have to project out.
John Elway and
Yeah, you have to project out.
CJ
about
Kyler
Stroud
Murray.
said it.
Kyler Murray.
CJ Stroud said this last season. They asked him who could play in the NFL, who could play in the NBA? He goes, here's what you need to know. Everyone here thinks they might be able to play in the NBA. We think some of the NBA players should play in the NFL. All of us wanted to play baseball.
That's
right?
hilarious.
Yeah, and Mahomes.
Well,
like,
the money, dude.
But he goes,
Baseball.
that's the thing. Baseball, by far, it's the hardest thing. Hitting a round ball with a round bat, you have 0.6 seconds to make a decision if you're going to swing at a pitch.
yeah, you got to go
Think
through all
about
those
this.
leagues.
Think about this.
You're on the bus.
The basic statistic to make the Hall of Fame, and obviously it's not this easy. If you get 3 hits out of 10 for 20 seasons, and you bat 3 that for the whole season, you're in the Hall of Fame.
now-
It's that
Nowadays-
fucking hard.
That's how crazy it is. 3 out of 10.
Hey, in the days of the 300 hitter, are fucking almost behind.
Exactly. That's how much harder it gets. Like I hate that there's not as much 300 hitting, but that's because they're making, they're doing launch angle. They're making the balls easier for pitchers. You hear that this year? They made the stitches higher.
Yeah.
And the pitchers don't even
Absolutely.
like it. It was for them. They said they hate it.
Hey, don't beat
The
the
amount-
table.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's okay.
I mean,
it's okay.
the
You're
vote.
angry, dude.
The
I
vote.
understand, man.
You know what?
understand.
Every week
I
we're just
heard-
gonna have like where we correct Henry on his behavior. But keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? And
Mongo
Ian-
mad.
Hey, you have something
Ian
in your teeth,
Happ,
Henry.
Ian Happ came out and said that the pitchers that he's talked to on the Cubs don't even. He said he's never seen so many pitchers get a new ball from an ump and throw it out right away.
Yeah, I mean, I could imagine if the laces are all poking out, they want to grab it.
Yeah, but they it was the thought was they'd be able to get more grip, throw it more.
Right.
And
What's
it's not working.
Remember when the NBA changed the ball?
Yeah,
Did they change it mid-season? They changed it back?
My
Is
God.
that what it was?
No, they changed it mid-season back to the old
That's
ball.
what I'm
'cause
saying. They
Everybody
changed it. That's what I meant.
shooting percentages
sorry.
went to crap.
Yeah.
It was awful. Then everybody hated it. You just stay with what the fuck is good.
They should go with that air ball, that one that's like
Where
made out of
are
like
baseballs made right now? MLB baseballs. Can you look that up?
Well, I mean, it's probably China, right?
No, well, it used to be like Honduras and right?
Okay,
It was
okay, yeah. It'll take-
I don't know
it'll take a
where
quick
where
gander.
MLB baseballs are made now.
You know, this is
They're hand stitched, like
so this is go ahead.
handmade at the Rawlings factory in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica now.
Costa Rica.
Okay, I remember them used to be from
Are
Honduras.
they a democracy?
The factory employs hundreds of workers and produces about 2.4 million baseballs annually,
That's it.
with 1.2
to
million
work.
deemed suitable for MLB games.
My grandfather came from Honduras, and he told me about how they would make baseballs just to play with on the fucking island of Utila. I was like, you guys really fucking worship baseball.
Well, it's
And they probably had tropical storms like this. I'm
Yeah.
telling
Hey,
you,
Judd, do you know where?
wish we
do you
could
know
show
where
you guys. It
all
looks like
almost
outside.
everything about baseball and sports were made, or all about the sport of baseball? Each item, all created here in Chicago. The mitt,
Al Spalding.
yeah. Dude,
Who was Al Spalding? Tell us. The first.
I'm
Cubs
El
manager,
Balding right now.
Yeah. I don't have that information.
No, Spalding, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I don't have the details on it, but
I'm El Balding, but I have a hair system in place.
I think that's actually agreeable. If that's across the board,
I am about to like text
including
I-
Shamrock,
I was
we're all
text home
balding.
and see if everyone's okay because of this fucking tornado. outside.
Our side name for the podcast without Shamrock is the Three Balds.
Yeah, the 3 balds.
The three
Well,
balls.
Shamrock did the cool biker thing, which is I'm just gonna tattoo hair on my head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see. Every time I look at that, I go, I wonder how much that hurts.
Yeah, it probably hurts
Getting that
a lot.
done is probably the
But
worst.
You know what? It hasn't hurt his sex life.
Yeah, I guess
That's
you know.
really helped his sex life out. I honestly, if you're bald, you don't have a lot going for you, get head tattoos. You could be Shamrock.
Oh man.
Just remember that, guys.
Well, folks, if this is our last episode with you guys, we enjoyed you listening in.
You can find
We
this
might not
episode,
make it home. It's going
in
to be awesome.
Kansas, or leaving Kansas.
I'm waiting to hear the walls start lifting off the ground here.
Oh fuck.
Well,
that's
speaking of rain delays,
Rain
how
delays-
about the Cubs and Cardinals?
Let's go. We
So-
Splitsville is
Yeah,
fine.
that's a win. You know, like you wanted to win 3 out of 4. First series versus the Cardinals. This is the farthest back since like the 60s.
Right. This never happens. where
And
they
of course,
start
you know,
this far
2 and
already
2.
this
They win
season.
2. We win 2. Difference is we shut them out twice, and Wilson Contreras cried, but at least he apologized.
Wilson controls.
And it's nice having a starting pitcher come back finally.
He showed us how to do it.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
Jesus Christ. Where's Shamrock?
Imanaga had a great day today. He had a great day.
He did.
It was great.
I mean,
Cubs
for-
won.
Do you
We
know
split the
that
series?
Michael Busch, spelled Busch, is the first one spelled that way to hit a home run in Busch Stadium? He did it today.
I mean,
You know so many.
Jesus, that is-
where. Yeah.
I listen to the games so much, like when I'm like, I hear all these things. I'm like, that's just factoring in, building it in. Yeah.
he's just building a set list, dude.
Dude, you should hear me watching a game. I'll say something, and then they say it. I go, I should be up there.
I'm not gonna lie,
Book,
dude.
get me in there.
All these facts you could have used to get laid, but I'm really happy you used it for this podcast.
Yeah, okay.
No,
Yeah, I don't
mean,
think telling the chick that Michael Busch
No, that's my point.
hit a home run. is
That's my
getting me
exact
laid.
point, Henry. Is that you decided, hey, this podcast is most important, so I'm going to go
wouldn't
ahead
have gotten
and
me laid.
reserve all of this brain power for absurd baseball statistics, and I'm here for it, and that's why you're here, and I love it, dude. You know, this whole podcast started right here in the studio.
It did.
You
It
two,
did.
you
This
two
was-
guys,
yeah.
doing practice episodes, brought me on as a guest.
We've been talking about this for 5 years.
Brought me on as a guest,
seriously.
and I think it went pretty well. These are episodes will never be able to be aired because they weren't saved anywhere. These are all practice.
I wish we could have.
I-
They'd probably be. They'd be good raw footage.
Yeah, I
Like a
really wish we
B-roll.
could have.
This is all. This whole season has just been the Simpsons season 1, guys. It's all good.
Well, we're in
Well, yeah.
season 2 now.
We're in season 2. This is season 2 of Hold My Beer.
Oh yeah.
This will be episode 2 of season 2.
Whoa.
It's really tough too right now, guys, because there's not a shitload of sports stuff going on. Obviously, we had the Cubs. That was fucking great. We had the NBA draft, but because the pick was so what, it's really hard to
That's a
elaborate. It's like no one of us got to watch it.
I would love
You know, if
for
it was-
the
if-
pick to
if it
turn
was-
out to be something where we're all
Yeah,
like, holy
well,
shit.
I-
Like Bazulis, man, we were last year.
You
We're
know
like,
what
what
we
the
are?
fuck?
We are OKC without any stars. Like we are all building for the future. Like OKC has all these draft picks coming in. They're going to be good for forever because they have so many future fucking first round picks. But we just don't have the stars to go with those first round picks. That's what sucks because we are stuck in Chicago purgatory. It's kind of honestly goes back to what we said in that first episode that we actually aired, the Chicago shit stew, dude. And we just keep throwing new ingredients in the same shit stew.
Well,
That
here's-
is the fucking Chicago Bulls.
The
in a
only way to make
nutshell.
these successful is what we did. We have to, get rid of them, like our.
And we got rid of Shamrock. Wait, is that
and then then you hear the Ricketts. He came out and tried to talk, and we said, no, don't do that. And then they started playing good. And he got people in. Brought in Kyle Tucker.
we got to bring Shamrock back to kill off the Reinsdorfs.
Yeah, it's Shamrock. If
did-
nothing else, we need you just to knock off a couple more people for
He
us.
successfully killed Virginia McCaskey. That was a success story. Which, by the way, before we leave the Cubs, because we got to, but I do want to bring this back one more time, Jug, because we've talked about it the last couple of weeks. I want to bring back until they sign Kyle Tucker, put your Cubs W flags at half mast.
Yeah.
Half mast.
Mine
Kyle
right
Tucker
now is
W flags at
probably.
half.
Problem is unless we get everyone on board across the city of Chicago, they're gonna think someone died. They're not gonna know actually what it means.
Yeah, you know who? You know who died? Chicago Cubs fandom until they get this shit straightened out.
The
Get your
Ricketts
shit
suck
together,
unless you
Ricketts.
sign Kyle Tuck. We should make T-shirts.
So
You're just a T-shirt making machine, man.
I just if I had a printer, I'd be doing them.
You're
already.
like Forrest Gump. with, like,
he has
That how
he has a
about-
million dollar shirt ideas, but unfortunately no printer.
Well, that is and my birthday's coming up in January.
Yeah, that's right.
Long time.
We got gift ideas, ladies and gentlemen. You know what? Get him one for Christmas. Fuck January. You know,
halfway to your birthday.
so go ahead.
I was say I don't want to before we leave the Cubs unless you were still doing
No,
Cubs.
please. No, go ahead.
So we finally, we brought Sammy back. I don't know if we talked about this. The funny part,
We didn't.
It's
We should.
21 years since we brought him back, aka number 21.
okay.
And not only that, he seems to be loved by everyone. He's gonna be a new statue. We don't know for sure. Because
gonna
what
be-
else would they put out there?
He's
So-
going to be the statue.
It's got to be.
So we got to talk about this, and I put this on an episode a long time ago, and that was the 3 Shades of Sammy, who looks like Neapolitan ice cream.
But he looks.
There's
he's-
a
Must
black
really love
version.
Michael Jackson.
There's a chocolate version. there is a vanilla version and there's a strawberry version of Sammy Sosa. And it is in one of our episodes. You can see this. But I don't know if you noticed this, but the chocolate version came back to Wrigley.
I don't know if I would call it the chocolate version. I'd call it milk chocolate.
Milk chocolate, fair enough. It was a lighter version of chocolate, but his skin tone is ever changing. He's a chameleon.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
This man is a chameleon.
You know, maybe he went on vacation in the sun and got.
Is that
Judd? That would be like you, instead of turning red, you would have been.
I always turn red.
Yeah.
He does turn
Imagine
red.
that times 10. There's something going on there.
I don't know what it is, and I'm not.
It was reversed for him, so that doesn't make sense.
I'm not about to risk the integrity of this show to talk about skin color, specifically for Sammy Sosa.
So yeah, we're diverse.
Luckily, we have no integrity. So what the fuck is going on with Sammy Sosa's skin tone?
No,
I don't
fine.
know.
He's fine.
All right,
He's
well,
back.
He's back.
He's
Fucking
back.
guy, he's
PCA
like,
loves him. That's
Hey,
all we need.
Let's go. In all honesty, starting with Judd, and we'll work our way back down here. How do you actually feel? Because I did watch the footage, and they did the on the board, and they showed like the montage of Sammy, and it did bring me a little bit back to the home run chase. But how do you actually feel about the whole thing? Sammy being back, Sammy himself. How do you feel?
I am 100% with it. And I love it. I went to so many games watching him. That's like my prime.
I get it.
I love Sammy Sosa. He should be back. He never should have been banished and shit. Whatever. I heard they pissed in his locker when he fucking left that day.
Was it Moises Alou?
It probably was.
That was just him fucking
They
trying to get his
smashed-
grip strength right.
What I'm hearing is they smashed his boombox and pissed in his locker.
Okay, I was going to go
Pissing
to
in
the
locker
boombox.
is
You kind of
pretty-
shit on rain on my parade there. But yeah, go ahead, please.
But pissing in his locker, that's a big, like,
Wait,
that's.
when was this? Like while he was here?
So,
when he left.
Like the court bat or something?
Well, yeah, no. There was a.
Smash-
It was the
Smash
last
the boombox
series.
happened
It
before
was a
that.
doubleheader game. I don't know if it was against the Pirates or Reds or something like that. And he left after the Cubs got eliminated. He left early, and his teammates were really pissed.
Yeah, I
I
remember
think
that.
Kerry
Okay.
Wood smashed the
Was it
boombox,
Kerry? I don't know.
and then
makes
I think
sense.
the whole team urinated, metricated upon his rug.
And Moises Alou stuck his hands under all of it.
All right, Henry, how do you feel? Sammy Sosa's return. Sammy in
I
general?
wanted him back the whole time. I don't care what you want to talk about MLB. Stop acting like the steroid era didn't save your sports. Facts.
Okay.
Without
Made a
them,
big difference.
there wouldn't be MLB today. I can guarantee that.
I went to a lot of games.
McGuire and Sosa?
98, 99. Yeah.
Time?
Bonds was great, but McGuire and Sosa,
Okay.
bar none,
All right.
saved the sport.
Just wanted to double
Chicks
check
dig the long ball.
so
The Milwaukee home run derby.
it's never been confirmed, but Kerry Wood is the one who is rumored to have smashed his boombox.
Who peed?
So he was
Who
the
tinkled in his
who
box?
peed is Moises Alou, by the way, was the second candidate as
Well,
who might have
yeah,
done
I mean,
it.
obviously.
Not the urination, but he's the first candidate for the urination. When it comes to Sammy, though, complicated, I guess is the best way to put it. Those days, like you know, the World Series isn't happening, but he gave me hope of a World Series. You know, those teams, the fucking Moises Alou, Sammy, that fucking pitching staff. I mean, that was just what got me into baseball, really, and leading all the way up to when we finally got the World Series. But the stories of how big of a cunt he is, and he is a cunt.
Well, that's like just famous and rich people.
Sure,
That's just who they
sure,
are.
But I
You're
but I don't have
politicians.
to love them. Always.
You're musicians.
I mean, Michael Jordan,
Unless he's
a
beating
dickhead
people, he's
for
fine.
sure. But Sammy was kind of another level. Do I feel like he should have been banished? No.
Bob,
It's
don't tell me if you
complicated.
were not that famous, you wouldn't be the same.
Do I? Dude, I'm an asshole now. But do I want to like open him back with like I don't know. It's weird. Like if I would have saw I don't know like Walter Payton come back in the field had he not passed, like that standing ovation would have been fucking true and real. With him, the crowd didn't seem that into it, which is kind of weird. Like it's very. I think everybody's
Sosa?
torn. No, it's not because of the steroids. Even I think it's just because he's a dick.
I think it's just because these new fans.
If he would have
don't know.
apologized and
you're,
admitted
like,
shit a long
comparing,
time
like-
ago, he would have been back.
Walter Payton knew how to like.
Sure. Well, I mean,
Walter
that's the
Payton knew how to
extreme, of
talk
course.
to people. He knew how to talk to regular people. And that's
Sammy
like
doesn't know how
that's
to
known
talk.
throughout the city. Walter like knew how to. He was a good
Hey, man.
dude that people really liked genuinely.
I got a story I cannot tell it on here,
Oh.
but it remind me. because I have a wild, dark Walter Payton story, which you guys can, by the way, talk to me about, not on air, and I will tell you the story, but I cannot tell you in
Well,
person.
shut the fuck up, Bob.
Judd,
It
where
is
did
crazy.
where did Peyton go to college?
Jackson.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Oh, I know. This is the
Well,
first pair of shoes my parents bought me where I felt really special. Were some ruse, some Walter Payton ruse.
Here's how good the steroid era was, by the way, guys. In
Wait.
1999, Sosa finished 9th in MVP with 63 home
saw
runs
that.
and 141 RBIs. You're telling me you wouldn't want to
saw this
see that
today.
now? You're lying.
They were all on. A lot of people were on it. The pitchers, the fucking.
How many people just didn't do good? Like you got to remember,
Hold up.
steroids doesn't make you good at baseball. That's the thing.
It helps
Yeah.
you recover.
If
makes
It
you-
helps you get better, but if you're
Okay.
not good, how many people tried them and probably suck still?
Yeah, but look at Bonds' numbers pre and post here.
I bet.
You know,
He was good at baseball, and then his career was on the decline, and then all of a sudden he would smash the home
Do you
run
know
record
if you
beaten
took
by
away-
other steroids players?
if you took away Bond's 7 MVP seasons, he still has 450 home runs. Fun fact for you.
Yeah, that's absolutely insane.
Barry Bonds is one of the greatest of all time. He just wanted to prove to everybody, look, watch me do this
Another
dumb
obvious
shit.
asshole. So, yeah. Sorry, Aaron, we're filming right
Put her
now.
on. Why not? Let's bring her on.
I unfortunately denied the call. So we have one of the things, speaking of Walter Payton, the only real NFL story right now is there was an NFL collusion case. So this is the second big one since the Colin Kaepernick collusion case. So I don't know if you know how familiar you are with the NFL, but they have an arbitrator, the NFLPA, and the NFL themselves, the owners, have to agree on. So it's an agreed upon arbitrator, right? And that factors in because of politics, right? So basically, if one side doesn't like this arbitrator, after his term is done, they'll get rid of him. So it's going to factor in. So basically, what happened was they brought in 8 NFL owners. They brought in, I think it was like 3 quarterbacks, Russell Wilson, a couple others. And it all stems back to that Deshaun Watson guaranteed contract of 5 years, which obviously didn't work out, but that's not
The
the
greatest
point.
contract ever.
That's not the point of
He
this.
Kyle beached that situation for sure.
The point is, the arbitrator, what he basically said, and I am surmising here, but what he basically said is, oh, no, they colluded, but we're not going to do anything about it. Like, there's definitely collusion, but it's not completely provable, I guess. So, basically, like, all the owners got together and was like, well, we can't let this happen again. We can't give anybody guaranteed fucking money.
Which is crazy.
And then they're not going to do anything. Why are they not going to do anything? That goes back into why this is like politics. You have an arbitrator who, if the NFL owners are like, well, fuck him, he's gone, he's out of a job. So he's going to try to go this tightrope of like, all right, if I piss off the NFLPA too much, I'm not going to be back. If I piss off the owners too much, I'm not going to be back. And they had 25%, 8 of the owners there for it. And I can't be like, well, they're clearly fucking lying. So basically, nothing got done, but we all know now the dirty details the NFL is colluding to make sure no one gets guaranteed money, which I do think is fucked up. And we can argue about how much players make in sports, yada, yada, yada. When you see the money baseball players make, and then you see the money NFL players make, and then you look at the quality of life later in life, like it's kind of absurd. And we're defending multi-billionaires.
I would rather defend the players making all that money. Screw the owners.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly. Okay,
Like I get it. They make too much money. I'd rather them have it than those people because they've been poor. These owners have been rich forever. Most of
Yeah,
them.
you're talking about a lot of players, not all of them, obviously, but a
Not all
lot
of
of
them,
players. So
but-
this is like their only chance of having like a genuine future. And a lot of them, the majority of them, will only maybe touch the field a couple times, and they only get 100,000, 150, whatever.
The average NFL player is
180,
3 seasons.
Yeah, so you're talking about a very small amount of money
Yeah,
to
they're-
destroy your body for the rest of your life.
And most of them, you got to figure they're not even playing.
So maybe
They make a team off of a practice squad. They play for 3 years, then they're gone.
So yeah, I might have less sympathy for baseball players,
What are your thoughts on
players?
What are your thoughts on full? Obviously this is why they don't want it, but on guaranteed contracts.
Well, here's my thing. How
Why
about
do you
this?
think they? Why don't they get
how-
it and the MLB does?
How about a compromise? What about you give them a guaranteed contract? You have to pay them the money, but if they're out for like say a full season, it doesn't reflect on the salary cap,
Well, that's
a compromise.
I 100% agree with that.
right? How about we compromise? They
But
deserve
that's a
their
compromise.
fucking
That's a
money.
compromise for fans. That's not for anyone else.
How about this? And I heard I don't want to take credit for it. It was somebody else. I'm sorry, right now I'm blanking. But basically their argument was, if you have like a franchise quarterback, you're not going to give up on them because they lost an entire season anyways. Say the Aaron Rodgers thing happened 10 years ago. He's out for a whole season. You're not going to not give him all his fucking money and get those last 3 years of his deal because he got injured in year 2. You're keeping that. You don't let those guys out the fucking building. So give them the guaranteed money regardless.
I don't know. Wayne Gretzky got
Well, it
traded.
all comes down to principle. And if they give this guy guaranteed money, which is why they're so pissed at the Browns for giving Watson that fucking money, because now you're setting
I
a
just
precedent.
can't believe it. Like, of all people.
Well,
he
yeah,
thought,
he's
he thought
the one.
Middle of this case. He's innocent. Let's just give him.
Again,
But isn't that a very Browns thing to do? It's why they're the
it's
Browns.
so insane.
That's why they had to reinvent the franchise.
I could tell you 100 players right now that I would give that money to over him before before even the details. Like, he wasn't even that good.
He was good.
Know who gets that? If Peyton Manning did what Deshaun Watson got accused of. He's a guy who, if he was that good, you still give that money to. Deshaun Watson wasn't even that good. He had one good season.
He was very good that season.
Good for him. Trubisky made a Pro Bowl too.
Yeah, because of he was a backup.
He's also made the same amount of NFC championships as Aaron Rodgers. One.
Yeah, but Aaron Rodgers has one more important thing over him, and that's a Super Bowl.
and a couple MVPs.
I call it luck. Yeah, that's all right.
And he fucked Danica Patrick.
And everyone in Green Bay actually hates him like us now. It's awesome. Most of them.
I mean, they'll love him back when he comes back.
I don't know, man.
They'll give him the Sammy Sosa reach.
AK and Mobley, homies.
So
they don't like him.
Those 4 years in Houston you're talking about, obviously the rookie season doesn't really matter. But the next 3 years, he threw for over 4,000 yards twice, including a 4,800-yard season with 33 and 7 touchdowns, interceptions. The year before was 3,800 with 26-12. The year before that was 4,100, almost 42, with 26 and 9, a 103 quarterback rating. I would say he was pretty fucking.
How many Hail Marys did he throw towards women?
Yeah, I don't care what the garbage said at the time. They can say about every quarterback. The thing is, no, he was good. I would say really good. And then his career was derailed. Unlike Michael Vick, he couldn't come back from it. Michael Vick is kind of the unicorn. You know, like Mike Tyson tried. He wasn't the same when he came back.
Michael Vick
John
did
tried,
something that
when he came back.
wasn't good, but he got shunned, I think, a lot harder than
As he
should have been. I don't know.
No, Deshaun Watson.
I'm not saying dogfighting's good. I'm sorry.
No,
but
no. Michael Vick,
people
what he
that
did was fucked
there
up,
are
too.
players in the NFL that beat women that got less scrutiny than he did.
There's a lot of them, unfortunately. I mean, the NFL, like, you're dealing with a lot of people that are on heavy amounts of steroids, that are in the gym all day. They come from bad areas a lot of times. There's a lot of factors to go into.
Did you guys see that AP video this weekend?
Oh, and when Adrian Peterson fought the guy?
He got in a fight over a poker
it was a
game.
poker tournament. Yeah, I talked about this last week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Go ahead.
But my point is, how bad is your career at this point? You
that's-
played on 9 new teams at the end of your career, and you still have to play poker tournaments, and you're fighting people.
So here's my point. I think I did say this last week, but if I didn't, I'm
might
going to
have.
rehash it. But my point was he was fighting a guy who was like 6 inches shorter than him, and that guy could actually like box, and AP could not fight at all. And you saw how
He
jacked
was
AP
swinging
was.
and missing like I've never seen.
I didn't see it.
He swung like a girl, dude.
Adrian Peterson swung and missed like 5 times.
His only hope was to get the guy in a corner and then just brute strength him. But his actual like throwing a punch was fucking laughable.
It was.
It was fucking laughable. But by the way, Adrian Peterson, great running back outside of, everything else he's done in his life.
What
He's
else?
just not a good human.
No, but he's not as bad as everyone makes him out to be either. People thinks he
No, he's as bad as everybody thinks.
It was his.
Have you seen the
It
picture?
was his ex-wife's baby daddy who did it.
What?
Yes, look it up.
No.
Who did what?
Who beat the kid to blood?
His kid.
All right, I don't know. What you're talking
I don't know enough, but everything I've heard is that's.
I'm not saying- all right, whatever.
Not that, but
Yeah,
I'm not going to defend Adrian
There's
Peterson.
a lot to talk about, guys.
All right, well, we got 3 hours left. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's like the NFL draft, or we're just going to get hammered and forget the end of the show.
At least it's not the NBA draft where the Bulls are out here trying to play.
Well, they got hammered
Magic
and
Mike.
forgot the middle of the
No, what are you
draft.
talking about? The drafted queen. Everything's good, right?
Yeah, we should have got Derek Queen. What a
that-
great name and an actual player knows what he's doing. You know what we did? We went and got this superstar from Europe that we hope turns out to be good again. Whatever happened to Mario, right? What was his name? Yeah, there was the guy. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, tall white guy who was supposed to shoot threes. All of a sudden, he just Fugazi.
Yeah, it happens. It.
AK's like, Americans? Screw that. Oh, I'll give you one. Here's P-Will. You're welcome.
Thanks for P. Will, dude.
Well, he went 0 for 1 with Americans, and now he's back.
He goes, well, I want to prove to you guys they're not better. Here's another European.
He's back to the other continent.
Back where we all were.
And then we got Mark Eversley out here just talking out of his ass. He doesn't know what he's like, yeah, I'm just listening to AK. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm right there with you.
Henry, are you okay?
Garpax, come back.
Judd, do you have anything major on your docket over there, buddy?
God.
Oh yeah, let's what else we got? What's next?
Well, no, I mean, I've been doing is watching WNBA, which I am doing.
I saw Caitlin Clark's that next game.
I'm watching over your shoulders.
Caitlin Clark's no longer the superstar. Who is it?
Oh, Sophie Cunningham.
Boom.
Okay, but she's on right now, and she did just hit a.
I saw.
I have listened to you guys, and I keep looking your way, but the TV over here has WNBA on it.
I saw.
They're not that good looking.
A video.
Relax.
A video of Caitlin Clark and the way she looks at Sophie Cunningham from the bench.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
She's mesmerized.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you know Sophie Cunningham. I didn't. She's a black belt.
Yeah.
She was like an amazing athlete. She played multiple sports.
Yeah.
She was I believe she was homecoming queen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you talk about the all-American girl. Sophie Cunningham is the full package, dude.
Yeah. No,
Good looking WNBA player.
I love it.
Saw those stats. Yeah, that's a win-win.
And I love that the Fever went out and they're like, we need a Charles Oakley type
Hell
to defend this broad.
Dude,
She's getting smashed.
number one in jersey sales.
I mean,
she
she's
passed
not
Clark.
She's not
the face of the
Charles
fucking
Oakley
league right now.
She's not like some bruiser.
No, she's Charles Oakley.
Give her another opportunity. She's just start throwing elbows.
She'll throw. Yeah, but like they're all tough, man. See,
Nah, Angel Reese is not.
You think all NBA players are tough? Have you seen them try to
WNBA
fight?
players will kick the shit out of these NBA players now.
They probably would.
But they got way more fucking. They get in your
That's
face.
because if men hit women, they go to prison, so they have to let them win.
Listen, brother, I'm telling you, like some of like the girls that are fucking on those teams, women on those teams will fucking whoop the little girls' asses if they had to. I don't know. You know
Who's our other center? The other one we get drafted? The one out of West.
Cardoza.
Yeah, she would. She will kill.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there are women out there that are those. There are some big, tall women that would fuck you up. You know.
Yeah. Well, yes. I would be. Go ahead.
No. Sorry.
I would be remiss. Just because we're talking about fighting and we're a sports podcast, if I did not mention that John Jones is retiring, who I don't want to hear that at all. He's the greatest fucking
I love John
mixed
Jones.
martial artist of all time. I don't want to hear he was ducking anybody. The dude was willing to go
How old is he,
one-on-one
though?
against
He's so
fans.
old, right?
I'm sorry.
old as shit,
They just
dude.
brought him back.
He's
and
old.
then now he's retiring.
He's old as me.
Damn it. No,
So
there's-
I was listening. Listen, Henry. I was listening to stories before his last fight of how the winner of this fight or loser of this fight, they're both going to retire at the end of the fight anyways. It didn't matter. And then the narrative changes because there's a new up and comer that everybody wants him to fight.
He's gonna
and
fight
the dude's
someone.
just old.
I think
he
this
might
is a
fight
plan. I think he's
outside
gonna
of UFC. I think he's going to go somewhere else and do like a fucking Conor McGregor, a fucking Francis Ngannou kind of thing where you go out and you just go chase a bag at the end of your career. It doesn't matter towards your undefeated
LeBron
record.
James chase a bag.
Yeah, 100%. Well, hey, but rings don't matter, guys.
And he made the list of the worst injuries of the year. We had 3 Achilles and then LeBron faking and getting hit in the face and laying on the floor for 10 minutes.
Those are pretty like that meme with everybody's Achilles injuries and then LeBron
All right, Judd, what are your thoughts on this?
on the Achilles
What
injuries.
do you, me and Kirk were doing some research. I think it has to do with the shoes. No one wears high top
Like the
shoes
Chuck
anymore.
Taylors, dude.
I know it sounds crazy just to say it's high top shoes, but high top shoes were made to protect your
obviously
ankles.
it's something in how
They're all getting their own shoes and they're all short.
but it's how everybody's training now and not playing as much. It's like why everybody's arm snaps. Like,
Well, they're saying
did
that
Bob
back step.
Gibson's fucking arm snap? No.
They did that. They're doing that back step where they're like they kind of step back and like
I think it's just they don't.
They're
I
training
the
too
shoes,
hard.
The shoes, nah, it's just specialized. Certain
Well, you know,
things.
I honestly think it's the shoes. I'm not saying it's the only thing, obviously, but
How many people were injured this year from Achilles?
this year is the most Achilles injuries.
Yes, but how many
but
was
it
it?
8.
keeps happening.
They had 8 NBA players.
And it's like
It says
Garnett,
This is the most since like
Anytime somebody has a-
2005, and it was like 6.
anytime you hear in the
7 in
playoffs,
the regular season.
anytime you hear in the playoffs, person has a calf strain. The next time they come out and force himself back early, it's a popped Achilles. It's fucking KD. It's everybody.
You got to think it's something to do with the training nowadays, right? Like training's so much better across the board.
Well,
but something's going on.
You notice
because they're playing less.
The athletes have gotten stronger, more cut, more in shape. Not as much like loose muscles, and they're all getting hurt.
It's like all the.
Think about David Wells. That guy could have pitched for another 30 years. Fat guy throwing out here with acid, doing all.
But
this stuff.
there is something to be said about the old school of just doing it in Converse.
Look at Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
A lot of shoe, like, man, my brother brought this up to me years ago about how if you didn't wear these shoes that made you push your feet together like this and had a heel that you're walking, we walk so different than we're actually
that's for
trained
sure.
as a
That's
human
for
to
sure.
walk. And if you watch like a naturalist, they'll tell you like you're supposed to wear those fucking shoes that like protect you from glass and all that, but your fucking feet
your
are still
toes are free and everything.
Yes,
I know what you're talking about.
And they look goofy as
They
shit,
look
but
dumb as fuck.
but you might as well get used to it because that's the future.
Yeah, well, and you know who like the worst perpetrator of shitty arches and everything is fucking Nike. Like Nike
God.
shoes are across the board really uncomfortable. The
I'm a
skating shoes are okay.
diehard Nike
I
head.
wear a lot of Nike,
Adidas.
don't
And
get
I
me wrong,
can't wear-
but they're
I can't
not
wear-
comfortable shoes.
Yeah, dude, they don't make wide shoes.
They're not.
If you have
They're
wide
not.
feet, you're screwed.
I get that because I have wider feet too, and they're all. I have to break them in for 6 months before they're wearable, and then by then they look like shit.
Everybody has wide feet. You're supposed to have wide feet. We don't have it anymore because we're smashing our feet into like.
Well, dude, if you
High
go
High school,
down,
when I
like,
get cleats, they're like,
like
we have a
they're-
deal with Nike and Kurhofer, so we're gonna get it. I go,
if you
they
go,
don't fit me. They go, you have to get them. I'm like, you serious? I can't get the wider shoes. I have to buy the shoes that are gonna make me play uncomfortable. Awesome.
if you go and you look at like Amazon Tribes, shit like that, places that do not wear shoes, like their feet are basically fucking fingers, like their toes.
Well, that's what.
Like
yeah.
it's
and that's what
completely different. Dude.
I was saying. My brother works out all the time. He says, "Watch people. There's people that work out barefoot, and their feet are like."
If you're connected to the,
Yeah. Well, that's something the NBA or other sports could incorporate because there is an increase. I
why do you think Ethiopia
to
went to
make
the
a
Olympics every
giant
year?
deal out of it because 8 Achilles injuries, 7 in the regular season, 1 in the postseason is to
3
me
were in the
not
postseason. Are
a
you kidding?
well. Okay, it says 7 in the regular season. Okay, whatever. I'm not going.
Damian
postseason.
Lillard, Jason Tatum,
Okay, I'm
and
going
Tyrese
7
Halliburton.
in the regular season. 7 injuries. It could be just a weird fucking year. Okay. So I'm not willing to jump on like, oh, there's a huge increase. Yeah, from like, I don't know, 3 to 7.
I want you to
That's
look
not
up
that
how many
huge of an
Achilles pops they had before 2005.
Yeah,
Well, I'm telling you,
It's
they had
0.
7 in the regular season.
he's right.
And again, I'm
It's like a
saying
peanut
probably
allergy.
something's a
It
trend.
just started to show up.
But yeah, I'm not gonna. This is not my.
You're
hill to
not
die
wrong
on. I
about
could
that.
care
I'm
less.
not.
That is how we got the peanut allergy. If you will.
Well, and also like it's just weird because players play. There's load management. You play way less than you used to, and injuries like that are like season ending, possibly career ending for some people. Like it's kind of fucking wild with all this, all the emphasis we put on and how athletes people are today because of training and diet and yada 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 yada.
That's why there's
Then you
too
have
many
these
Tommy
things.
John surgeries.
That's what and Tommy John's.
I mean, they
Oh,
all
no
come
way.
back better throwing harder, but most of those guys are because they're too
Well,
strong.
that's what I was saying. Like
They're too strong.
you go back to the old school pitchers. Like
They're
they
throwing 200 innings,
just,
they're
but they
throwing
just
190
they threw
pitches.
so much. Like Ferguson Jenkins,
Dude, Nolan Ryan threw 100 or like
Nolan
200
Ryan,
pitches. Like
Bob
that's
Gibson.
insane.
like all those guys.
They're like, oh,
Yeah.
Cubs pitcher, 93 pitches, get him out right now. 75. Oh,
we've babied everybody. It's like anxiety. When I was a kid, there was no such thing as anxiety. You didn't get to bitch
Since
about
we
it.
hop back to this
Now-
real quick, thoughts. Home run derby, aluminum bats. What are your thoughts?
No,
Why not?
no.
Why not?
Fucking shut up.
Just for the home run derby.
No, because I don't want to last 14 fucking hours.
I do.
I don't.
Pick 4 people.
It's already lasts too long. Honestly.
I want to go back to the old format, though. I don't like this new format.
Well, there's
All right,
always a new
aluminum bats.
format every
What's a
year.
500-foot fucking outfield?
Yeah, Robert
It's like a
Manfred,
dunk
you should
contest.
not. You should get out. You're the worst. I hate you as a friggin' GM. Why are all the commissioners of the current leagues? I think are any of them good? Any of them? Name one. Bring back David Stern from the dead. Bring back Paul Tag, whatever you say his name.
Tagliabue?
Yeah, bring him back. Bring back who's the baseball? Milwaukee Brewers guy.
Bud Selig.
Yes, bring them all
Oh,
back.
yeah, thank you.
Bring them all back because the new ones, were not
Not
good.
good.
You just want to like blow all these old dead guys.
Well, no, I just want to next man up doesn't work.
Yeah, he's gonna start fingering fucking Regina McCaskey if we don't end this podcast.
That's Shamrock, baby.
You know,
no,
you
no,
guys-
no, no, no. I got a quiz question for you.
Ah,
You need to answer
Jesus
this.
Christ! Here we go.
No, I told you to think about this.
Okay.
Name the 11 U.S. cities with only one pro sports team.
Oh fuck, one.
I mean, there's an obvious one. It just happened.
OKC.
Bing, bing, bing.
Okay, so
Memphis?
11 cities with only one. Oh Jesus Christ!
It's not as hard as you think it is.
You
guys.
told me this break before we started, and I had no time to
San
think about
Antonio.
Bing, bing, bing.
it. Okay,
Memphis is not.
That's the third one.
yeah, Memphis,
Yeah.
definitely.
So Memphis, San Antonio. What was the other one you said, Jed?
OKC.
OKC.
Utah doesn't count anymore because they're getting.
Salt Lake City.
They got
And Utah's a state.
Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City. Oh, fuck off.
I'm just saying. This
that-
isn't Minnesota.
It's definitely not Minneapolis. We went over this. Let's see here. Green Bay.
There it is. That's 4.
Winnipeg. Oh, U.S. cities. Sorry, U.S. Sorry, I'm thinking all his major sports.
I'll
I
get.
apologize.
You're not wrong. Just in Canada.
Sacramento.
They are not on. Oh yeah, no. Number 5.
Sacramento.
Yep.
Um,
Stay in that area.
San Diego.
Nope.
San Diego only has baseball now.
They have the Padres, and then they have.
No, they moved to L.A.
Oh yeah, but do they have any?
Oh,
might be right.
Did I stump the
Oakland?
Grinch?
They're not on the list though.
Oakland.
Oakland's on there. You are correct, but they're not on the list, so they might be a 12th.
Anaheim.
Nope.
No,
They're
okay.
not actually in Anaheim now. They're in L.A.
Ah, that's right.
Remember the
Right,
Angels
you're right.
Angels.
You're right.
The
Angels Angels.
Today, Junior, while we fucking young.
The Decatur Staleys. No.
Hey, stay. You guys were where you guys were over there. Stay over
Jacksonville.
there.
Jacksonville.
Maybe. That's another one. You guys got 4 more.
Oh shit, we're that close? 4 more.
Yeah. Dude, I'm in nail on this right now, Jed. I'm gonna need you to fucking pick up some slack
You-
over
you-
there.
hey,
dude.
stay over on the
New
West
Orleans,
Coast. There's
New
at least
Orleans.
one more over there.
New Orleans.
Not on there.
New Orleans has more than one professional team.
Nashville.
The Saints and the Hornets.
Oh, the Saints. Fuck.
Nashville. No.
Guess we got Predators.
What about all those fucking?
Columbus.
What about all those?
Columbus has dudes?
They're not on here.
What about those New
Okay, I
England
think you
area
got faulty
teams?
fucking wire in there, bro.
What about those New England teams?
Maybe do they have a women's team that might be considered? It just says pro sports teams.
Oh, how about
Soccer's on there probably too.
what is the fucking?
Hey,
No, it's all on the East Coast. The fucking.
I'll
New
give you the
York
worst.
area.
Hey, worst team in hockey. It's not the Blackhawks. Who is it?
San Jose.
Bingo.
Yeah, nailed it. Okay, so we're at 8. We got 3 left.
You got 2.
What? Give us a
2
region.
East Coast, 1 West Coast.
2 East Coast. So I'm taking the New York area.
South.
South of that. Oh, Carolina. The fucking
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Thank you.
Okay, but
And
I
then
mean, they go by the Carolina Hurricanes, but that's
yeah,
they
technically
all
Raleigh.
have like they're all in the fucking.
oh, I was just in Raleigh.
And then I go a little more south.
South of that, we're thinking, fuck, dude. You know what I need is a map. I need a map right now, dude.
Are you talking about Charleston? What are we doing?
That's a hat, and I'm pulling a rabbit out of it.
The Orlando Magic.
Bingo.
So that is 10. So now we're on the West Coast. We got 1 left.
And it's upper.
Okay, so we're gonna go with Washington. We're gonna go with Seattle.
Nope.
No, I don't know. Do
They have
a
4
team?
teams. They all use the same
Portland.
colors. Bingo. Portland.
Fucking nailed it, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I got like 8 of the 11.
I'm pretty pumped they're bringing the Sonics
Well,
back.
I think I got 5 more, but they just weren't. They weren't on the list.
I gotta look this up because it's this podcast I always watch where I get these quizzes.
Oh, I'm getting it that we got fucked here.
No, I think those there might be either soccer teams or women's basketball teams.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, that doesn't count.
You should know that. Is there a
We're talking about
is there a
major
San
sports.
Diego WNBA team?
No.
San Diego
Superchargers.
The Sleuts. The San Diego Sleuts. I'll watch that team. All right, I think that's a good way to end it, boys.
I think so too. I like
Let's
Stoops.
go ahead and just fucking
right,
dab
good
out of
shit.
here, man.
Peace.
All right.
Love you guys.
been a
Thank you
good
for tuning
fucking
in.
good
And by the
time.
way, a big shout out to our sponsors that we keep forgetting every week because
High five.
Shamrock hasn't been here to do it.
April
High
Acres.
five. April Acres. I'm going to give a shout out
Dungeon
to
Studios.
to Jeremy from I-64 and everything those guys have done for us just in general. Amazing people. Thank you guys every week for tuning in, and we will continue with Season 2. It will be out here every single fucking week, and we're not going to take days off.
Don't
anymore.
worry.
I promise
Us
you.
three will keep looking
It was
pretty
summer.
for you.
It was
We
vacation.
back, baby.
I like that shit. A little quirky, but I like it. Exactly. That would defeat. That's the whole point. That's our selling point. We're not going to be normal. That's for damn sure.
Well, you're not normal. I'm not normal. He's cookie cutter. Nice fucking cookie cutter.
I got a call the other day. She's got a baby in them guts, and I've been praying to
Make
some
bios
God.
for our podcast, and they're all going to